Mohna ma'am,
ஆனந்தி மேம்
shall we start?
ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுங்க மேம்.
Okay. Guest arrived now. Hello.
வந்துட்டாங்க மேம், வந்துட்டாங்க.
Okay. So good morning to one and all present here. I'm Dr. Ananthi, HOD IT. Dear participants, on behalf of Department of Information Technology, we welcome you all for today's webinar on edge computing. And today's guest speaker is Mr. Gopal Krishnan, working as Assistant Manager in Tata Communication. He has 8 years of work experience and his expertise in computer networking. We welcome you, sir, Gopal Krishnan, sir. Now the session is yours.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, ma'am,
Good morning,
for
sir.
giving me this opportunity. So, first and foremost, I'd like to thank HOD ma'am, Mohana ma'am, and Ravindran sir for giving this wonderful opportunity. So, I can express myself about how the networking helps you to connect. So, the current trend, which is the IoT, or we can tell us the edge computing. So, I'll give you a short glimpse how the network is connected with the help of IoT and with various use cases scenarios with the current COVID situation. And also I have open platform for you, so I can give a kind of live session. So first, let me present my screen. Please let me know if my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So today we'll be seeing on the role of 5G and Wi-Fi 6, which is one of the latest upcoming technologies. So Wi-Fi 6, if we see, it's already rolled out. Certain vendors like Cisco, Juniper, Fortinet, Huawei, they have rolled out Wi-Fi 6 enabled devices. And 5G, it's like a child, it's coming in. So if you see in the America region and the Europe, so it's developing and soon it will be available in India and rest of the Asian countries. So initially, if we see what is the current industry trends in terms of communication and other networking aspects. So number one is the mobility. So everyone roam around. We go to office, we be at home, so we go to school, colleges. So at every time, we have mobile smartphones in our hand. So we want to access internet all the time. So what it is predicted that by the end of 2021, there will be a 7x, means 7 into increase of the mobile traffic. So we need to upgrade our infrastructure as well as the availability of network. So everyone can access data seamlessly every time. And next one is cloud. So if you see the initial trend, it was everyone will build a data center, they'll buy a building and they need to get approval from different regulatories and they'll set up physical servers for their enterprise. So depending on what business they are. But the main disadvantage is that you will need to put more capital expenditure. So the capex model will be high. You need to own the building, you need to own the devices, power, water. So these were the extra cost which all the enterprises were burdened with. But currently, the cloud model, which seems to be promising for each and every enterprises, as there are many vendors like Amazon, you can take Google or Microsoft Azure. They're coming with a cloud platform. So what is the main advantage is that you can spin up a VM or a server instantly rather than you have to buy a server, then you have to install the OS, then you need to install some backend softwares in the front end also you need to access that. So that will take a time to incur a device, to buy everything. It will take about weeks to months. But by using cloud, you can spin up a VM with any OS or any vendor you can want within seconds. So this also makes the organization to invest less on the infrastructure, because in the current trend, everyone, each and every infrastructure are going for a cost cut nature because of other costs which are incurring and putting more burden in the organization. And the next one is the IoT. So everything is come to an automation. So we can tell that the world is coming to an automation. So people, the enterprises or the organization are expecting for everything to be managed in a single unified platform. from their network to all the devices. For example, if you take the automobile industry, so they want all the machineries, everything to be managed from a centralized location rather than putting expertise people in each and every location, which also adds burden because they need to spend more on the power. Also, if you're putting more skilled people, so you have to give them high salaries, then only they'll come to work. And also they need to manage it from a single end. If in case there's any problem in the machinery, so they need to check it in the cloud. It means in a single medium itself at the remote end. Then after that, they can find a solution and they can repair it by sending a person at the site. So these kind of aspects, it will help when you go to the IoT. So it has been predicted that more than 26 billion of devices, IoT devices, will be rolled out in the world. So another challenge when you go to IoT is that you need an internet connectivity. Then only the IoT device will be able to speak with your remote end software. So now you have many APIs, any third-party APIs or many open source APIs as well, which will be able giving you the leverage to integrate with your software or with your machinery which you have in your organization. So the main problem is that one thing, you need a high data rate. As the mobile traffic, everything is increasing day by day. We will be requiring higher data speed. Also, the connectivity must be reliable. They must provide high availability. So in case if any of your fiber link is going down, for example, if you take the intersea link between Asia and Europe, if it goes down, there must be backup link. Otherwise, the entire data traffic that will be stopped. So it must not work like that. So people are expecting to be higher data performance with more high availability, and everything must be stored in a centralized location. It must be accessed from everywhere. Even if you're moving, if you're going in a car from phone, you must be able to access, you must see all your official internal data. And if you're going and sitting in home, so you must be able to access the data, everything securely. And also you must be able to manage the intranet devices or any machinery. So different type of industries, they have different type of devices. We take the retail, automobile, or take the educational institutions. So everything varies. So the current trend is that what the organizations and different industries are expecting to have a unified platform, like a one-touch go. So what are the current challenges? So as I said, one is the seamless onboarding. So we are not at a single place. Morning we'll be at home and we'll go to office, and while by driving or walking at lunch or you at a restaurants or public spaces, you need internet all the time to access your mails, or you'll be accessing social media or any streaming platforms like YouTube, Amazon. So the people have come into such trend that they want to be with internet every time. So at the same time, you must develop the infrastructure to such level that you are able to provide the best performance or best services to all of your customers. So for example, let me tell you a small scenario. So currently I'm sitting in home right now. I'll be in home Wi-Fi. So everything will be fast because I'm having a fiber net or a lease line broadband connection. So the connection is reliable. So once I move out of my home, so I purely depend on the provider. For example, if I'm having a Jio or Vodafone, so it will depend on a 4G network. So that must be fast or at least reliable till some extent. And then I move to office. In office, I'll have my office Wi-Fi. So there will be I'll be accessing everything from there. So if I move out for lunch or some break, then I come out of the office space. Then again, I'm dependent on the mobile network. And if I go to restaurant or malls, they're having some public Wi-Fi, or there also we can be using our own mobile internet. So at different places, there will be a different handoffs will be there. When you will be disconnecting from your Wi-Fi and will be connecting to the broadband network, sorry, at your mobile network. So what happens at that time, there will be a connection disconnection. In case if you are doing any critical transactions like banking, doing any money transfer. So at that time, that kind of sensitive transaction will get hampered. So due to some kind of security issues or the protocol in which they are using, even a minute glitch, your transaction can fail. So the main challenge is that at different places, you may be connected to different networks, but the connection must be reliable. There must be handoff while moving from one network to other network. There must not be much disruption. It must be like a small glitch, even if the end customer must not know that there is a glitch happening during the handoff. So such kind of intelligent path steering, what the customers are expecting right now. So let's check with the evolution of Wi-Fi first. So initially, people they were connected to the wired network. So you'll be having a modem or a small router at your home or an enterprise, and using your LAN cable, you will be connecting with the switch. So what happened slowly after that, people wanted once the wireless drivers came in the used devices such as laptop. So people wanted to roam around, and at the same time they wanted a connection to be stable. So they came to Wi-Fi. After that, what happened? Slowly, from the laptop, everyone used Wi-Fi in the smartphones, tab. So as uh, the current trend started moving. So we were using Wi-Fi in the laptop, and they came to the small tablets or other devices. And currently, they're expecting even there are more devices like gaming. If you take off smart cameras, and starting from the home appliances, AC, fridge, washing machine. So everything they're having a Wi-Fi or IoT kind of capability. So it also helps in some extent. For example, if you're in home, you forgot to switch off your AC or your fan or your some of your electric switches, and you remember it only when you go home or you're going out of station. So in that case, if your fan or AC is connected to your home network and if it is live from your remote end itself, you can switch it off. So that also helps you to save the power, or also that reduces the risk of if any short circuit or any electrical problems happens at your home or neighborhood, it does not affect all the appliances. So this is one of the benefits we can have that. And also, if you see the technologies which have come through, so previously or currently which we are using on home, that is Wi-Fi 5. And the current technology which has come in last year of the 2019, that is 802.11ax, which is the Wi-Fi 6. So main advantage of the current Wi-Fi 6 is that it enables you to connect with the IoT feature. You can connect many range of devices using that, because in the current or previously Wi-Fi 5 there was some restrictions, but all the restrictions which were there in Wi-Fi 5 they have overcome that. So you can connect to all devices, and also it provides you greater speed and efficiency. So if you're having a single Wi-Fi device or single access point, if you need to connect over 10 to 15 devices, so the capacity needs to be high, and also each and every station will be using a dedicated channel. So the channel capacity must be high to provide a seamless experience for each and every device. And also they give you an extended battery life. So for example, you can take your phone. If your phone, if it supports the Wi-Fi 6 feature, what happens is that it will use the data only when if it's required. For example, if you keep a phone in idle mode, it will not search for a Wi-Fi signal at that time. Only when you on it, or when you access any application or any internet-based website, then only it access the data. So what happens once your phone it does not search for signal, then the battery life will be extended. You will not use search for signal unnecessarily and waste your battery. So this is one of the main advantage of the Wi-Fi 6 feature. So this is a short glimpse of the how the mobile network also emerged. So if you see in 1980s, main aim of the mobile network was to for communication. So mainly you see in early 1990s or early 2000s. So if you're going to some place, so people need to know about your whereabouts. So you required a mobile phone to contact where the public telephone booth was not available at this place, and also during any disaster mechanism. So it will be able to help for the communication. So next, after the 1990s era, they came the 2G. So mainly they concentrate on the mobile network. So if in case you're going outside and you're in roaming right now, but you want to check your mails or check some applications for office or internal, and at while roaming, they require to like small internet kind of experience. So the mobile network came like GSM 2G, and then slowly for the wireless internet, you required some speed as the mobile application started increasing, and slowly you also require more bandwidth and more speed to access that. And slowly it came to 3G, and for mobile broadband, for wireless broadband, it came to 4G, and currently the new radio, which we call as the 5G. So 5G, it also helps us to connect with the IoT devices. So as I said before, it provides a unified platform. So in a single entity, you can manage everything, starting from your home network to the office network. Everything can be managed in a single platform. So you would have heard the term something called as smart cities. So which they are planning in Europe. So with the help of the 5G and Wi-Fi 6 technologies, so everything, all that they can, for example, take if you take a point of view from the government end. So in a single control center, they can manage everything, starting from the signals to the electricity. So and on the water board, everything if they monitor and manage in a single entity. So what that is the idea which they are providing in the 5G. And next we'll see what is 5G and Wi-Fi 6. So as I said, Wi-Fi 6 is the next generation of Wi-Fi, which is 802.11ax, which provides you more speed and also lower latency. So if you take the current wireless or Wi-Fi 5 network, so there will be difference while you try to access in a wired medium and the wireless medium. But if you take the Wi-Fi 6, it gives you an equal experience. Even if you are connecting using a LAN cable or you are connecting using the wireless network, the speed, everything is same. It does not vary. And also it allows many end devices to connect at the same time. So a same 5G is the latest cellular network technology. So it also increases the speed and also the capacity of the network increases. It's like Wi-Fi 6 using a single tower. If you're having a tower for 5G, so many devices can connect. That also the range will be huge. So that are the main advantages which we'll see in the both technologies. So let's come to the 5G first. So these are some of the main features. I've just given some of the holistic view. Let us not go more technical more on that. So if you see one that the OFDM based air interface, it's one of the main advantages. So it allows many devices to connect simultaneously, and it allows separate sub channels to each and every device. So each and every device can access the data simultaneously with more speed, and also latency will be less. And you can see that it provides massive MIMO. That also it increases the antenna capacity, so the coverage range will be huge, and also beam forming, or it has a smart antenna tracking. So only at the place where the devices are accessing the Wi-Fi signal, there it will provide the more coverage, not to the other areas where there are no clients connecting to the Wi-Fi. So these are the main advantages. And coming to the main part, so the 5G we call it as an intelligent wireless edge. So we can use at different places or different businesses, different verticals. So we can connect to our organization, to our various businesses, various business models. We can apply that. So this is the main criteria which the world is focusing on the 5G. So actually, what we call it as a 5G ecosystem. So main reason is that if you can see in the diagram, you can see the 5G network. It is connected to the various enterprises or various business models. You can see in the factory, they are using the 5G system, 5G technology for communicating with their end machines. Or if you can take the healthcare systems, so all the devices like BP monitoring, health monitoring. If they're IoT enabled, you can monitor from any place. So you can track the patient's record. Or in case if there is any change in the BP or other values, then you can get an alarm. So like an automation. And if you take in your indoor enterprise, so if you're connecting using a 5G network at home to browse or for connecting to your smart TV, or you're connecting to through a VPN for your office network. And also, if you see in a stadium, you can have the 5G network for the internal communication. So, yes, if you're taking a cricket or football, so all the scorecard updates or all the player analytics, so that can be automatically populated. Or if you take a public network, like if you're going to a mall or going to a shopping center, everything. So they have the public networks in that place. So if you take this public places, there the people movement will be very huge. So at that time, at that place, you require a large data will be there at the same time. So you must be in a way to provide seamless experience to all the users who are roaming there. And if you take the transportation, now the cars which are coming, they have an eSIM enabled. So you must be able to, the SIM will be connecting through the 5G. So while roaming, so you car won't be in a single place at the same time. So you're roaming across cities or one place to another. So the connectivity must be stable even in the transportation system. And you can take then extreme broadband. So in case if you're sitting in the office or in the basement or in the 10th or 11th floor, so there will be an access point connected at your office space also where you can access the mobile broadband without any connection problem or a disconnection. So this is a 5G vision we can see. So this is one of the criteria which they are seeing in the smart cities, which are they're trying to incorporate with the help of different vendors across the globe. We can see whether in China, Singapore, or EMEA region, or in the North American region. So this is the main vision which we'll be seeing in the coming period. And coming in, having a little deep dive inside. So how does it, I have taken an example of a transportation system. So it helps in the vehicle to vehicle communication. Also, you can have a signals inbuilt with an IoT. So in case the traffic system, they can manage it from a central places. And also you can have your cameras, means your CCTV inbuilt with your communication with your 5G. So in case there was any accident or if there is any hazard, for example, if any water is leaking, anything, so it can have sensors, so it will able to communicate with the concerned authorities, so they can come and fix the issue. So mainly the smart city, they have concerned it to for many utilities, so all the public sectors like this road, the water, power, so everything will be connected to unified system, so it will be easy for them to manage rather than the manual intervention. If like you can take like a proactive monitoring. So as I said before, you can have a connected to your car services also in vehicle experiences. So now cars, they are coming with the dash cam technology. So you'll be having camera in front of the mirror. So in case of any accident mishap happens, so the data automatically will be stored in the cloud with the help of the eSIM, which or the SIM card in the vehicle. So in case if any mishap happens, someone has hit your car, so you can check the historical video footage, which is already stored in that automatically. And also it helps to enhance the road safety systems with the help of sensors. So you can have a traffic sensor or a smart camera enabled that. So in case if someone is crossing the speed limit, so automatically the sensor will capture it and take the photo, and you can penalize the specific person. And it increase the transportation efficiency because everything is automized. So you needed to have a personnel deployed at the place every time. So the manual intervention is less at this place. So what we call it as a unified connectivity fabric. So everything, it comes in a single fabric. So it's not a separate network. All the services are managed using a single entity, which is called the unified connectivity fabric. So this is one of the main advantages of the 5G system. And if we come further, so in your indoor enterprises, if you are attending any office meetings, then you can use the wireless 5G network. So that gives you a multi-gigabit speed. So this gigabit speed we can mainly see in the wired connection, but 5G, this provides you a multi-bit gigabit in the wireless itself. So you can have your video sensitive applications or video conference which require more bandwidth, as well as the reliability must be high. So the quality of service is huge in that. Even a small glitch in the network can hamper your video or live meeting. So in this case, that won't be the experience. It will be good. Can have a seamless video conferencing facilities, and also if you can use it in your concerts or any public conventions and stadiums for indoor and outdoor units. And as we said, we saw before in the transporting sector, we can use in the transport hubs. in your airport or train terminals or subway stations. So you can have a platform in which, in case if your train is late or something, with the help of GPS, it can track it and you can change your site. You can change the boards in the railway station, so people can see dynamically whether my train is coming late or the flight is arriving. So everything. So what we can say is that the Wi-Fi 6 and 5G, everything they are coexisting in this world. So in case if you are staying in your indoors, your home or office, you can use your Wi-Fi 6 model, which will be inbuilt with your lease line internet. And once you come outside, you'll be using the 5G public internet system, which will be given by your mobile network operators. So next, if we come to the Wi-Fi 6, what advantage they provide and what is the difference between the 5G and Wi-Fi 6? As I said, both coexist. So the main advantage is that it gives you increased data rate. So you can connect data with huge speed. In case if you are downloading any huge file from the server which is located in the internet, say example 3 GB or 4 GB. So this, if you connected your end system in Wi-Fi, the download speed will be huge compared to the earlier systems. And also it provides you reduced latency. So you need not worry about that. If I'm connected to the Wi-Fi, speed will be less. My download speed, everything will go less. And also many people are connecting to the same access point. So the speed or the signal coverage might be reduced, but this is not in the case of the Wi-Fi 6. And also it provides you a greater IoT coverage because the current Wi-Fi 6 devices which it's coming in the market, everything is IoT enabled. Either you can connect using your wireless driver, or there is also a physical port present. You can directly connect your IoT device with the Wi-Fi 6 AP. And also it provides you higher density, so like OFDM or BSS coloring. So it provides you more sub channels, so different many devices connect to at the same time. And as I said, this is one of the main feature, so which is power efficient. So only the end system which is accessing the inter data at that time will be provided the Wi-Fi signal. Only that system will be connecting to a Wi-Fi. In case my system is idle or I've put in the lock mode, so it will not be searching for the Wi-Fi signal. So what happens is that once your device it starts searching for the signal, it takes more battery, it takes more power. So once if your phone or device it does not search for a Wi-Fi signal, so the battery efficiency, it will not use battery, so you can save your battery at that time. So the main advantage of Wi-Fi 6 you can see is that faster speed, optimized capacity, and mainly it's IoT ready. So these are one of the key features of the Wi-Fi 6. If we correlate Wi-Fi 6 and 5G, so all the features are the same. They won't be only few. You can see they will be different. For example, your Wi-Fi it comes with a dual band operation. So it is 2.4 gigahertz or 5 gigahertz. So if you see in 5 gigahertz, the coverage will be less, but the speed is more. So if you see the 2.4 gigahertz in that radio, you'll be the coverage will be high, but speed will be some far less compared to the 5 gigahertz speed. So 2.4 or 5G, these are the both spectrum which are approved by the TRAI in India and also other regulators in other countries. But if you see the devices, they provide up to 7 gigahertz of frequency, but that is not being approved right now by the regulators. So we are fixed to 2.4G or 5 gigahertz. And if you see, this is the data which was taken from the internet. If you can see the voice delay or consistent data to different lines, you can see in the Wi-Fi 6, you can see the green line in the graph. So it provides you more efficient compared to the predecessor of Wi-Fi 5. So this was the output taken from the testing which was done using the Wi-Fi 6 enabled AP. So you can see the difference. So how the technology has developed and how efficient it is providing you, and also you'll be able to deliver SLAs to your customers if you're giving them the Wi-Fi 6 enabled devices to them. And this is the, you can see a different view of the wireless access. So you can see at the right hand side of the screen. From connecting to your laptop, phones, and you can connect to the IoT devices like some robot infusion sensors, or you can connect your home pumps or any tanks or water storage devices, you can say, or electric lights, bulbs, or AC refrigerators, which are IoT enabled. And also you can connect to AR or VR wearables. So that will be helpful for the e-learning for more of the educational institutions. And you can connect to the teleconferencing or telepresence device or your VoIP phones, or IP-enabled voice phones. So that can be used for the communication in the office network. So these are the main advantages or the connectivity ranges which the Wi-Fi 6 provides you. And I will be showing specific use cases. So first we saw the use case on the transportation or smart city, but this 5G and Wi-Fi 6 is helping us in the present COVID pandemic situation. So we'll see how use of this technology helps us to provide more solution. As I said, modern problems require modern solutions. So if you see the first example, the 5G drones they were used. This was taken from China mainly. So as in this COVID situation, people are telling of social distancing and many people must not roam outside. So they were setting more 5G drones, because if you require a public surveillance system, a personnel must go out and check whether people are roaming, or there will be cops at each and every distinct locations, and there will be barricade setups. But those people are also vulnerable to get affected by the virus. So in this case, to use less manpower, they were using 5G drones. So they were operated from a remote location, let's say from a police station or from a control center. So with the help of the camera setup in the drones, they can see whether people are roaming out, or they can patrol the streets, or also they can even disinfect the buildings by connecting any this disinfecting sprays or mechanism. And also they can coordinate traffic, or it can be used to transport some small urgent goods like medicine. In case if any patient is in the 11th floor of the building, he urgently requires a medicine. With the help of drone, he can send goods across location. Also, you can use for awareness. You can connect a speaker to the drone and like a pre-recorded message. You can spread awareness that don't come out, stay in homes, like that. And second one is that if you take hospitals, more people were thronging in the hospitals, and also you can tell the health services department. So main thing is that people must maintain social distancing, and in normal cases there must be a security person who must be deployed at every entry points and the nodal places to check whether the people are maintaining social distancing or not. And also there must be a person checking with the infrared thermometer each and every person temperature, uh, all this mechanism. So they were using uh, smart cameras, or which were and also which were used for checking temperatures. They were enabled that, so people can monitor from different places. You can monitor from a security room. You can check the temperature of each and every person using the smart camera. And also there were heat maps used to check whether the distance between, whether the social distancing that was is taking place or not. And another thing is that, for example, if a person, if a person in a house has been affected by the COVID, so they were using the IoT electronic door seal. So automatically using the IoT devices, they used to seal their homes. So they'll be communicated using the messages, automated messages. And also, once the 14-day or 28-day quarantine is over, so automatically the lock seal will be opened without any manual intervention. Or in case if some person has gone to work, or they has a travel history, they can be easily monitored using the system. So this was one of the major use which helped during the current situation. And also uh, all these systems were integrated in a map. So in case, so for an example, if in the neighborhood, if you want to check whether any person is affected by the COVID, any COVID history is there, or any, if you want to check any nearby hospitals which provide you medicine or treatment for the COVID situation, or in case if you can move out, if your zone is not in containment zone. So that was automatically populated into maps. So people can see it in their home itself without coming out and without any intervention. And also all these data, everything was fed into a system. So currently, you can see in our country, there's a dashboard. You can see what are the number of cases in each city and in each area. So this was one of the big data analytics, which really helped in the people for even for contract tracing. So the government officials, they can easily monitor that without going in person to the place, which also helps them to less infect. They can also be vulnerable to this disease, but they can be secure in the place. So this one of the major use cases which was used in China for the COVID-19 using the 5G and this IoT systems. So next one, we'll see how the Wi-Fi 6 helps to in shopping malls or any retail places. So if you see any shopping mall, or if you take, for example, Chroma or Reliance Fresh or Reliance Digital, or if you take a larger retail like such as D-Mart, so these are like a warehouse kind of environments because the space is huge. You'll get all the materials A to Z, and also the people thronging into the shops will be high. So it was the responsibility of the shopping what is the shop owner and who is the managing the shop to ensure that people are maintaining social distancing, and also they must ensure that only less number of people are inside the shop at the same time. So it was difficult for the security to manage because at each and every entry point you must have a security personnel deployed, and you must be having proper inbound and outbound customer. There must be single in point and single out point, and also you must know how much people are there inside that. So in this case, they use Wi-Fi 6. In what example you can see is that in this. So, for example, if a person is coming inside a shopping mall, so the security personnel will have an application, which is an internal application in which he can put an entry that one person has entered, and in the exit point, if someone has gone, he can mark it as exit. So this everything, all the logs and everything were fed into a system, so that can be integrated to your maps also. So if you see in this picture, you can see that in case if you want to go to shopping or you want to purchase some essential items, but you don't know whether the shop capacity is full or it is free or not. So you can real time this all the data will be fed into systems. So with the help of maps, you can see is that currently the live this much visitors are there inside the shop, and the shop has less number of visitors. You can go that, and this shop the quota is full, means the visitor count is high and people are waiting outside. So you can avoid overcrowding in many places. So this is one of the major use case, and also the security personnel or one who's managing this mall or any retail enterprise, he can see it from a remote location, a single point. So he can for any contact tracing everything. This will be a major advantage, and also for the corporates. If you see any enterprise, for example, any large enterprises such as Hyundai or in automobile sector, so you can see there are large number of employees working because it's like a workshop, a car building factory. So the employees will be huge in each and every grade. There'll be worker till the manager, production manager to the CEO. So the main challenge which the human resource department is facing is the contact tracing. So you need to know how much employees are there at the warehouse at this time. So you need to track it. Need to track the employee status, and you need to check the temperature and regular intervals to ensure that the workers are safe, and also you must ensure that there is social distancing. And in case if any person is affected, if he's having some symptoms of the disease, so you must isolate him, and also the people who are around him on this space must be disinfected. So you can use this technology with the help of smart cameras to ensure that everything is safe, kept safe in that location. So 5G and Wi-Fi 6, they saw broadly used in this. They helped many institutions, many countries, many organizations to combat this COVID-19 situation. So if you see the retail industry, so as I said before, you need to monitor the customer inflow inside the shop, and also you must ensure that the social distancing is between the customer and the staff. And also, if their limit is exceeded, you must alert the staff to ensure that the customer is for, he is obeying all the norms which is decided. And also, you must ensure that health and safety hazards there. There's no breach of the regulation which is provided by the government. So with the use of the smart cameras or heat maps, we can deploy different sensors. So if in case if person is crossing or if is any coming out of the space, then you can have a sensor to give an alarm. So the required security personnel can go in the place and manage the situation. So this is one of the main business outcome which we gave it to our customers in the situation. And as we know that we need a holistic framework so we can manage everything, all the devices from a single unified platform. So in the previous, if you see the legacy network, there was different platforms managing different solutions. But now with the automation, the IoT and everything, all the, your network devices from your infrastructure to the IoT enabled machineries or everything, you can manage in a single board, like in a single GUI, like a website. I'll be showing later using a IoT openware solution how it is done. So this is one of the study which was given by Cisco. So you can see is that the mobile traffic is surging. It's actually doubling year by year. So people using the Wi-Fi or people buying smartphone. So as everything gets increased, we must ensure that the underlay, nothing but the IP traffic, all the access technology, for example, all the gateways, everything must have an increased capacity. So we can support this many users. So 5G and Wi-Fi 6, both are the future way of business. So these both will help us, both technology will help us in different ways, in different use cases or in different ways of work. Because currently in this situation, everyone are working from home. So mainly we are dependent either on the mobile broadband or in the home Wi-Fi. This remote working solution. So if you see from 4 months before, see from January to June, so everything has been upside down because people used to throng in offices and used to do an office network, and the work from home was there, but for a lesser criteria, not every day. But now everything has turned upside down. But everyone is doing more work from home, and work from office is come very less, 5 or 10% in the current situation. So what happens is that you must access the office application or resources from your home, ensuring that there is no vulnerability in security. In case if your office any internal data, if it's uh, hacked or some case if it's vulnerable, then we must ensure that everything must be secure. There must be perimeter security set, and your office network must be in a very secured way, and you must securely connect to your office network, ensuring that no other third party accessing it without their knowledge. So all the systems are changed right now. So I have taken a live demo of open IoT platform called ThingsBoard. So let me open it for you. So if you can see my screen, this is a open IoT open source platform. So for example, if you see one of the dashboard, so I'll tell you first what is a help is that so you have different industries. For example, if you take the power sector or if you take the water board sector, you'll be having different devices. For example, if you have a contract of managing the power resources in a state, so if you take instead like if you take our state itself, there are many districts and there are many power boards and power stations at each and every locations. So managing each and everything from the site is somewhat difficult at this situation because the workforce will be less at this point of time. So in case if your each and every station has IoT enabled, then you can use an open platform in which you can manage everything remotely. For example, if you see here, you can say check the power capacity and you check the each and every criteria, everything is normal or not. In case any alarm occurs and if there is anything, your threshold it's increasing, then you can send person at that place to keep everything right. So, for example, this is an open, so like a trial wire dashboard. So, in case you can integrate that with your Google Maps. So, in case if it is a battery maintained station, so you can check the battery level. If any battery gets damaged or if it's not responding, then your device might be malfunction at that time. So, once you get the alarm, you can send person at that place. So this helps you tracking everything, or in case if your third party is managing the see the device at that end, so you can integrate your ticketing tool with this dashboard. So automatically ticket is open to the third party vendor, so he will be tracking things after that. And also this dashboard or this platform can be onboarded in your private enterprise. Also you can integrate with your third party cloud platforms. You can integrate in AWS or the Google cloud or in the Amazon. So what happens is that there is no additional capex in that, and you can implement this within lesser time. So say if everything is in the current place, within a day or two, you can deploy that. Rather than if you are deploying in your private workspace, you need to have a server, you need to build have an internet. So all the capacity management, everything comes into this place. But by using this platform, you can ensure that everything is managed remotely, and as well as there is no additional cost and everything is automized. So you can see everything from a single dashboard. Even in the situation if people are working from home, if they have the internet connection, they can access the dashboard. You can have different authentications for the dashboard as well. So the working it will be easy for you. And coming and also in this you can integrate with your third party APIs. In case you're using a build in your own API system, you can integrate with the Thingsboard dashboard. So it provides you leverage to integration, and also you can collect and visualize data. You can take any historical data. For example, 6 months before, if there was any outage, so you can check the analytics. You can check the trend, how the data is, how the performance is that. So it helps you in many ways for your operation and management, as well as provisioning, for provisioning any new device. So automatically, if a person goes there, he just need to set up the device. He need not have that much of expertise or knowledge on the functionality. You just need to connect to the internet, make sure it does it. After that, you can manage it remotely itself. So it helps you in many ways. So this is one of the main use cases of the IoT platform. And if you see further, what's next? So we have seen 5G, Wi-Fi 6, but there is something which is coming up. So it may become in the year or two. So the first country is Germany, which has come up this, which we call it as an Wi-Fi 6E. It's an amendment to Wi-Fi 6. So as I said before, we have only two spectrums approved, 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz. But if you see here, 556C stands for the 6 gigahertz spectrum. So as of now, Germany, they have given approval. The regulatory in Germany, which manages all the communication systems, they have given approval to use the allocate 6 gigahertz spectrum for the Wi-Fi. So what happens? What is the main advantage? So if you compare with 5G in 6 gigahertz, the spectrum increases. So there are more sub channels available. You see, For example, if in 5G there are 25 sub channels, so 6C Wi-Fi 6 gigahertz provides you 59 channels available. So what happens? Many number of devices can connect. If your AP provides, example I'm telling, 40 clients can connect simultaneously. If you switch over to 6 gigahertz radio, you can even provide up to 70 or 80 clients depending on your hardware capability of that access point. So this is the new feature or new feature set which we are expecting that which will provide more boom to the Wi-Fi industry. So if we go further, even the latency, everything that also becomes huge, and it can provide you multi-gigabit Wi-Fi capacity. So the latency, everything will be low, and also the data rate will be huge. You can transfer multi-level gigabit of data, terabit of data easily without much jitter or delay. So this is the role of communication which we are for Wi-Fi 6 and 5G, which we are providing an integrated platform to integrate with your day-by-day network, day-by-day usage from home to office to mobility to all public places. So this I wanted to present. So, do you have any questions related to this topic?
Dear participants, do you have any queries? Can you please ask? Okay, sir.
No, no
Sir,
questions, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. That's all, no, sir.
yeah, yes, ma'am.
No questions in the chat box, sir. Yes. Good morning, all. On behalf of Ishwar Engineering College, Department of IT, I like to thank our guest speaker, Gopal Krishnan sir, for accepting our invite and presented a wonderful session today. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
I thank our management, principal, vice principals, and our department HOD, Dr. N. Ananthi ma'am, for their encouragement to arrange this webinar. Thank you, ma'am. I thank all my friends and colleagues for their support to complete this session successfully. I thank all the participants who are actively participated today for this session. Thank you all. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank you, Anandi ma'am.
for giving this opportunity.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Feedback link posted in the chat box. Participants, please enter your feedback and get your certificates. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Gopal Krishnan, sir.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you, participants. Thank you.
Ahora,